Hey Nathan, big fan. I appreciate the opportunity to let me communicate with you and show you some things. I'm going to try to keep this video, within a reasonable time limit. So I'm going to kind of blast through some things here. But by all means, if you have any questions or any other ideas that you want to look into, just let me know, and I'll be happy to keep sending some videos. Real quick, I'll summarize this as much as I can. I spent 19 years in multiple martial arts, so I've thrown quite a few punches, and I've talked to a lot of people who did boxing, so I've tried to sort of mesh these different styles together and come up with one sort of cohesive punch method. I don't do it much anymore. I had a pretty bad back injury, so I'm a little out of shape these days, but it is what it is, right? Anyway, we'll get on with it. One of the things that I saw a lot of people in the comments talk about was keeping your hands, keeping your hands up. You don't want to let your hands be down for a multitude of reasons, but a good rule of thumb is try to keep your hands between your shoulders and your chin, somewhere around in here, and keep your head sort of tucked and your chin down to avoid getting blasted in the jaw and getting knocked out, because that would be bad. Those are just some basic, simple rules there. When it comes to throwing a jab, think of a piston that moves straight out and straight back. A piston doesn't turn in any way, it's just designed to go straight out and back. So from your guard position, you would want to make sure that your punches come straight out and return back to the shoulder here, like this. When you do a cross, it's pretty much exactly the same. It's going to come from from your other shoulder and come straight out and back in. And you want to make sure not to have your elbows out. You want to keep your elbows in. So straight on, you would have something that looks more like this. You don't want to be doing this, elbows out, chin up, hands are dropped. That's just not recommended. All right. Form is very important, because if you don't practice proper form, you could hurt your wrists and your elbows and do damage to your shoulder. So we want to make sure that we're lining up properly, and I'll show you how to do that. So back to that guard with our hands up, chins down. We're going to throw, say, 2 jabs here. When I do that, each time they're going to come out, and my hand is going to rotate over. So you want to make sure that your palm is down when you're making contact with that bag. And just like dancing, your upper body and your lower body have to be in sync in order to have proper balance and rhythm and timing. You want to make sure that the whole body is involved. So there's a lot involved in the feet. I'm not a YouTuber, but I tried to frame this up as best I can and just sort of stick my camera somewhere. So sorry if I'm not exactly in frame here, but I'm trying. Anyway, you want to go up on the balls of your feet when you throw your punches, and from there you're going to come up to the hips, and the hips have to move when you punch. You don't have just arm movement when you're punching. It's all body. It's full body. So if we're going to throw, say, 2 punches and a cross, you're going to have this hip pop forward here, and then this hip is going to come forward. What that's sort of going to let you do is, instead of just having arm strength doing that punch, you're getting your body weight behind that punch. So it's going to come up this way, and you're going to find you have much, much stronger punches that way. And a good rule of thumb too is to imagine that there's a line up and down right in front of your nose. So you don't want to punch out this way. You want to try to punch straight on to this center line that you have. If you want to throw a hook, so you're going to go 1, 2, and then throw a hook, you are going to push forward the same with your base, And what's going to basically happen, you don't want to do this and punch, because you can see this coming a mile away. So you're sort of going to go from this crunched position, take your elbow out, and then let this do a hooking motion here. And it's going to be a lot quicker than doing this, and far less obvious to a real life opponent. And I realize that's not really what you're going for. You're wanting to do bag work. So, but again, the form is important. So when you're coming 1, 2, 3 here, this elbow is just going to kind of slip out. You can go up about shoulder height if you want, and just let that arm hook across. If you want to do an uppercut, this the hip that's doing on the side that's doing the punching is going to come forward almost straight, and the elbow just sort of comes down to the hip, and then the arm comes up. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 this way. And when you do that uppercut, it's going to be on that center line as well. So if you come this way, it's going to be the same on the same plane there. When you're doing bag work, you don't want to throw, single punches. You want to try to throw combinations. You can start off with 2, and then 3 punches, and then 4 or 5 punches, whatever you want to do. Some ideas of that would be, say, you can throw 2 jabs, or a right and a left, or a left and a right. Move up to 3 punches, 2 jabs and a cross, or jab, cross, jab, or cross, jab, uppercut. Different ideas. Move up to 4 moves. It all depends on what you're comfortable with, what you like to do, and what your goal ultimately is. So I'll leave it at that for now. If you want me to send you any more videos, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd be more than happy to record some more stuff and send it to you. I'm very passionate about this sort of thing, and I wish I could have stayed with it, but I'm more of I can get it out of my head more than I can do it out of my body anymore. Of course, I'm 36, so that's maybe to be expected. I don't know. But anyway, thanks a lot for the time, and if you need anything else, let me know, brother. Appreciate it. Bye.